Good morning, family and friends, brothers and sisters, and all my subs. Sergeant OCD here. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about veteran suicide. I'm with Mission 22, which is the hat, um, and I went to an event at a government installation, and that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to get removed from YouTube for saying the wrong thing. Uh, I talked to some people, about veteran suicide. I met a Marine that lost his buddy that he deployed with to veteran suicide, and we cried together. I met another lady that she works with all the intel that deployed us, deployed every military member, and she was pretty distraught to know, because she would just get numbers back on how many didn't come back. So I'm keeping my phone on because I'm waiting for a phone call that my great-grandson is going to be born. So if you hear the brr of an A10, that's my notification. But today I want to finish up part 2 on some of these lanterns. I have the 220 models. I have a K model and an H model. The H model, we had a bad generator, and this K model is not getting fuel to the generator. Tank's pressurized, the check valve's working, so I've got to tear down that fuel. So I'm going to switch over to a different camera that's a little closer. Hopefully this will work a little better, because I think I was a little far away on my last ones last week. But this is not a how to restore these, fix these, whatever, I have watched a lot of YouTube videos. There's not very many actually any on these two models, but they're very similar to any other 220 models. So I'm going to get this one working like I did the other one, and hopefully you guys learned something from this one. I am going to put in my description 220H model or K model, so hopefully this helps anyone with a 220 model. Like I said, the K model, the generator was bad, and I went ahead and replaced the packing on that. I did put the other packing back into this. I think it's still working. I just why I had it apart, I might as well replace it. My peeps are still peeping, so they're getting a little ratty right now, as you probably saw in the beginning. God bless you, and I hope you enjoy this. So I was able to find a vise with a soft jaw, but if you don't have it readily available, I've always put a rag in there. If you notice in my other videos, I always have a rag close by. Oh, and this is tight. I got it. This was my biggest worry, not being able to get this. nice. I don't want to booger anything else up. I should have marked where this was, but some of these have a little dimple on it. Yep, right here. Here's the dimple on where I would imagine the valve goes. Fit it back in there and see what happens. Seems like it's bent. So that's actually where the cleaning piece goes. So my dad actually must have had this apart because he put a Sharpie mark with a 0 right here where the knob would go. Yeah, you see this? This is some bad stuff. So it's no wonder that I'm not getting fuel. So I'm going to have to take this apart. It is green and smells bad. So I'll show you this real quick. So right here is a dimple, and here's the round mark that my dad made. I'm leaving it there because, you know, I so sure do miss him. Some people ask me, why am I so hell-bent on suicide prevention? Well, I lost my father to suicide. That is why. I think I'm going to need something smaller. Yeah, I knew this wasn't going to be that tight. I don't normally use adjustables. At work we call them redneck socket sets. But okay, so I know this clean out works. I'm not going into this, but I know I'm getting fuel out of there. So, well, I actually don't know that because I don't know if I'm getting fuel into it. So I'm going to clean this up with some steel wool. So this has a hole here and then a hole here. Right now it looks like if I turn this, yeah, there's a pin that's going up and down, and I was able to get the spring out and that pin, but I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a needle on the bottom of this. So what everybody does is they stretch this spring out. Not sure why, but like I said last week, monkey see, monkey do. And I'm going to go ahead and put that back on there. And okay, you hear that? I was able to blow through there. You know, there's all kinds of different cleaners that people use on this, and I'm not sure why nobody uses Brasso. So, to me, it's brass. I clean it with brass. And of course, anybody in the military, we always have Brasso. We clean up all our metals, belt buckles, and then, you know, if you were in the dorm, you had to use it around the dorm too, because it had to be clean. So let me switch cameras, find my Brasso, and be back.
So I'm back. It's still a little wet, but it'll dry. Not much for drying. Let's try it. I tell you what, right now my faith is not very good in this working, because I did see a flame out of that check valve cover, but it was coming through. Yeah, it's not coming. The valve is not opening all the way. So whatever's burning is basically being forced up in there. Now I can't turn it at all. So they said to check the check valve, unscrew it, put your finger over this, and if it's bad, it'll push out. But that's not the case here. This thing's pressurized. I'm still not getting anything out of here. So I gotta figure this one out and not touch my mantles again. So allow me to take it apart, and I'm gonna dump this fuel out back into the can. Yeah, we're pressurizing. We're just not getting through. So let me get this apart again, and we'll figure something out. gonna be a, I'm gonna have to go to, or get packing for that. I hear it. Yeah, packing's gone, so I feel pressure coming out of here. All right, so we got to abort. So this packing, I just saw a bunch of debris and stuff come through here. It's leaking by. So I'm going to put this screw back in here.
Okay, so the problem here is behind this knob, this packing was very dirty, and the packing just comes out. So I've got it pressurized, and I see this stuff. The packing just deteriorated all through there. So I've got to get the packing for this valve. Probably only a couple of dollars. The packing I bought was for the tube there, the generator tube, and it was for my stove. So obviously all it is like cardboard. But I think since this thing torqued down so hard, maybe my dad torqued it down so hard because the packing was going bad. And when I took it apart, it just fell apart. So it was two different pieces. It happens. But stick with me. God bless you. And I'll catch you all on the flip side.